Recently, I had the opportunity to play the upcoming Vampire the Masquerade Battle Royale game, Bloodhunt. The closed alpha of the game lasted 2 days over the July 4th holiday, letting fans of the Vampire the Masquerade IP get a taste of the game before the scheduled launch later this year. The original trailer dropped in October of 2020, which I reacted to in one of my videos. A link to that should be above. Over the last few months, the World of Darkness community team has been abuzz about this, and a few other upcoming digital games are coming soon. However, after the announcement of Bloodlines 2's indefinite production hiatus in February of this year, many fans are beginning to fear the long-awaited sequel is DOA. Additionally, there's quite a bit of fear that games like Swansong and Bloodhunt are potential replacements for Bloodlines 2. While I firmly believe this is not the case, I wasn't particularly enthusiastic about Bloodhunt's announcement in October simply due to the game genre. If you're unfamiliar with the Battle Royale genre, they're online multiplayer last man standing survival games that encourage scrounging, scavenging, and exploration. Games like PUBG and Fortnite are two of the most famous Battle Royale games. But most significant publishers have gotten in on the multi-billion-dollar gaming trend since 2018. Frankly, they're everywhere these days. The top 4 highest-grossing Battle Royale games of 2020 earned more than a combined $7 billion. So yeah, companies want to cash in on that sweet, sweet BR cash. Now, I'm not saying this is why Paradox licensed out the World of Darkness IP. Perhaps the team in charge of the 30-year-old tabletop game of supernatural storytelling and personal horror has a plan beyond we need in on the microtransaction gig. But I don't know. What I do know is I've judged it before seeing it, and now I need to put my opinions to the test. I've done what any fanboy worth their salt should do and investigated the game as best I can. I've watched the World of Darkness Twitch hype train about how fun and fantastic the game is. I've asked questions about critical elements of the tabletop and how they'll integrate into the game. The new mantra at World of Darkness is, to paraphrase, that fans are accessing the game in ways they never could before. In other words, this World of Darkness is focused on the digital age, and that's great. Here you are, watching me digitally talk about a digital game. All right, enough bluster. Let's check out the gameplay. Just load up here. Okay. Let me check and see if there's anything around. Of course, if there is, I don't know, and apparently all hell is breaking loose already. Okay. Don't really know. Okay. Apparently there's some weapons up there. I'll run over there and go find them. Use my insect hands to Spider-Man up the wall. And somebody's already shooting at me. Okay. Where the hell? Alright. Fuck this. I'm out of here. Okay. You do not get to declare fair escape. Okay. Oh, they're apparently still shooting at me. Okay. The fuck? Right. Oh, they're... okay. Wow, cool. Oh, at least I wasn't the first one to die, right? What was that? Less than 2 minutes? Great. Oh, and here's where I get to spectate until the game is over and 31 other people get killed. So, yeah, not my idea of a good time. Cool. Okay, I'm not qualified to talk about the gameplay here. I suck at whatever this is. So, is Bloodhunt a good game in its alpha presentation? Hell if I know. Would I play it if I had nothing else to do? I guess. It's gonna be free with microtransactions to play, so if I'm feeling particularly masochistic, I'll jump on with my friends. Only that's not my focus for this video. Not really at all, if I'm honest. Bloodhunt is touted as if it fits right into the World of Darkness story architecture. The World of Darkness folks have assured us it's not just a battle royale game with vaguely vampiric elements slapped over it. They've assured us that Bloodhunt was contextually created with a critical event, the Conclave of Prague, in mind. The Anarch versus Camarilla deathmatch is the result of actions by Theo Bell and the Bruja clan, specifically Hardestat's assassination. Cool. I'm down for that as a game concept. However, other than the game taking place in Prague, I can't find any evidence of this connection. The addition of an Elysium, which is essentially a lobby where players wait to load into the game, bears no resemblance to the ultra-modern theater mentioned in the Camarilla Guide where the conclave occurred. So, did the Kindred leave the theater and go to a random church full of weapons and declare that location Elysium? That's interesting, and illogical. The choice of clans available for play flies in the face of the established game lore supposedly being referenced for the game. After all, this wasn't an Anarch revolt in 2012, it was a Bruja revolt. But so what? Who cares? Lore prevents people from playing the game, or so I'm told. Lore acts as a barrier for entry and overwhelms new players from joining in on the fun. Never mind that some of the most popular games in the last 2 decades have some of the most profound lore in popular culture. Likewise, forget that all the most popular movies and television show franchises have deeply established lore. Nothing in this game speaks to it being a Vampire the Masquerade game. Yes, you can feed on people. Yes, you can diablerize other vampires, but the way these acts are presented hardly resembles the act as introduced in V5, let alone earlier editions of the game. Diablerie has long been considered the ultimate blasphemy in civilized kindred circles. In this game, it's fantastic. Gulp, you grab someone, you perform your finishing move, no biggie. Feeding is treated equally casually in Bloodhunt. You get a buff when you drain someone dry. But, with all the work and effort to make feeding an exciting and integral part of the story in V5, they did a splendid job marginalizing it in Bloodhunt. Well, those 2 elements are not outstanding, but what about the disciplines? I mean, the clans have disciplines, right? Those are like the tabletop, aren't they? What, you mean the 6 classes masquerading as vampire clans? Well, in my practice and playthrough, and every actual play I've watched, disciplines didn't amount to much during gameplay. If you think you'll ever get close enough to do anything but shoot a bunch of bats at someone, you're probably incorrect. Gunplay is required, and, from what I can tell, is the crux of the gameplay. Melee and brawling are seemingly useless. Plus, every character has heightened senses, which is to say, some crazy radar that scans the map, which, in my opinion, is silly. Bruja and Nosferatu don't have auspex. Finally, let me share my biggest gripe: the movement in the game. The climbing, loping, roof jumping, sliding into home base stuff is just a giant WTF for me. In all the years I've been playing this game, I've never experienced a scenario where I could just climb up walls like a gravity-defying wolf, leap from building to building, and fall 4 stories, land on my feet, and take no damage. If I can do that, what do I care about guns for? Firearms have always been presented as a mere annoyance to vampires in the World of Darkness, unless everyone in the game has special ammo. All these gripes add up to one conclusion I have about Bloodhunt. I don't think this game is going to draw new players to the tabletop game. Any new players that are drawn in by happenstance will have a significantly imprecise perspective on the World of Darkness and Vampire the Masquerade. The World of Darkness developers have started to believe their own hype. Instead of remaining consistent with their world and accurate to the game's core concepts, Paradox and the World of Darkness are distancing themselves from the lore that made them popular in the first place. Genericizing the world they spent 30 years building seems to be the plan of the future. Games like Bloodhunt offer a clear indication of where Paradox plans on taking the intellectual property of Vampire the Masquerade and the world of darkness. Bloodhunt seems like a game nobody wanted. It's another arena game in an already overcrowded market, and it's a low-story, high-combat Vampire the Masquerade game, a setting renowned for storytelling and personal horror. It'll be free to play though, so I guess it's got that going for it. Alrighty. Recently, I had the opportunity to play